People who want to start a business don't realize the whole thing can blow up before it even starts simply by picking the wrong location. See, 5 years ago, I was working in a salon I didn't own, helping build someone else's business. Fast forward 5 years later, my salon won Best of Westchester 4 years in a row, probably gonna be 5. We've scaled over 20 employees and we do over $1 million a year. Now, my goal in this video is to save you from all the troubles I've experienced trying to find the perfect location for my first business. So let's jump into this. So I have 5 requirements to find the perfect location. My first one will be parking. The most important thing is how your customer is going to actually get to your place of business. You don't want Stacy's husband getting upset because he dropped off his wife and he's circling around the block and can't find parking, okay? So you can't just have street parking, okay? Street parking is wonderful, but you need multiple ways of parking your car. This is not just going to help your business, not just the street. Yes, you can put quarters in the car. Yes, it's good they have street parking, but when you're driving by in the morning and at night, can you see that that street is full all the time? Yes, it probably is. So my next thing would be maybe permit parking. Can your employees also park there? Where are your employees parking and your customers parking? You want to think about that too, because if you have 20 plus employees, where are they parking? They're parking where your customers are parking. That might be a problem. The next thing would be a parking garage. Can your customers have multiple ways of parking their car? Street parking, permit parking, garage, your employees, the customers. There's many ways to park your car. There's no issues with parking. Number 2, standalone building or standalone location. Now, what does that mean? You have 2 options, or I specifically wanted a standalone building center. Me, I wanted a standalone building. Now there's pros and cons to that, but my image was a big deal for me. The image of your storefront is a big deal. You want to ask yourself, do you want to be in a shopping center where there's multiple locations, other businesses around you, or do you want to be alone by yourself? Now with being alone, you really have to be your own cheerleader and do a lot of marketing to make sure that traffic is going to be coming to your location. So when you have a standalone building, my requirements was like no neighbors, no tenants, which means no one else specifically in your building. I didn't want that. Now, if you have a storefront in a shopping center, you'll have neighbors. So that's something that you need to decide. And then lastly, you have to see if you're the only one in your area of a place like that has this business. So the only one. Now, since mine is a standalone building, I wanted to see, is there other hair salons that also have a standalone building, or are they all in a shopping center? Now, I want it to be different, so my storefront is, the whole image is with vines growing up it. It's very warm, it's very inviting. It looks different than a lot of the buildings around. So right then and there, we already look different and appealing to other people. Number 3, public transportation. In my area, I wanted to make sure that everyone has access to my location. Parking, of course, was one before. Street parking, ways to get here. A lot of my clients were from the city, and maybe they don't drive, maybe they don't have a car. That shouldn't stop them from coming to my business. So I wanted to make sure that there was public transportation. What does that mean? Maybe a bus, maybe the train. Any ways to get here to be able to have access to your location. You want to be in an area of walk from any of these ways to get to your business. Number 4, wealthy area. Now, you need to know your area and know what are the spending limits to these people that live in the area. How much are they spending? Do your research, Are they shopping? Are they out all the time? Do some of these people work full time? What is their income? These are very important, especially if your prices are high. You need to make sure that that area that you're in, they can afford it. Spending income. Lastly, is this area lively? Is this a destination that people come to? You want to be in a place that everybody wants to be in that destination. You don't want to be in the outskirts of an area where it's deserted and dead. You want to see if the area is lively, which brings me to number 5. Foot traffic. You want to make sure that there's plenty of sidewalks, okay? Sidewalks, believe it or not, are very important. You want to make sure that people can ride their bikes, they can walk, they can be with their friends giggling in their families. You want to make sure that there's access by foot. Another thing would be retail. Is there other businesses in this area that brings people, whether it's clothing stores, cafes, restaurants, even other salons? You want to see if people are coming to this area to shop around and also walking around. If they're shopping around on a Sunday, it's nice outside. Chances are they're going to be walking past your building, and which has to be inviting and available right then and there for people to walk into themselves. Lastly would be pattern. And what does that mean, Danielle? And this might sound silly. You have to be around your area before you even open to watch people's pattern. Is someone walking around in the middle of the day or around 5 p.m.? Why is that? Because in the middle of the day, that means maybe they're not working. Maybe they have time to spend. Maybe they have time to buy. Or are they walking with a backpack on around 5 p.m.? That means they just got out of work and they weren't spending that time during the day. You need to really make sure that you're watching everybody's step when they're around your place of business and knowing their daily routines. And that's it. It's really a lot simpler than people think. With these steps, it just makes everything so much easier. And just so you know, it took me 2 years to find the perfect location. This is not something that happens overnight. These terms are a simple version, but take your time to really gather all that information to find your perfect location. This is business. It doesn't happen overnight, especially to find a physical location. And this is the most important part. And if it took me 2 years, then I'm sure it's going to take you about that much time too. If this video helped, drop a comment, let me know what you're building, like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video.